everyone, I am lecturer Bhavna Bhatia from St. Paul College. Today we are going to see the subject Business Law, which is a common subject for professional courses and commerce faculty. In that we are going to see a topic contract, which is from Indian Contract Act 1872, which came into force on 1st September 1872. But before understanding the term contract, we first need to understand what is the meaning of the term agreement. You know, when I was in degree college, my favorite subject was business law. Why? Because in our day-to-day life, we are doing many forms of contracts. Let us suppose, Bhaiya, I need home delivery for pizza. Or Bhaiya, I need 2 packets of biscuits. What is this? This is the oral contracts which we are entering in our day-to-day life. In our day-to-day life, we are entering into many forms of contracts such as oral, written, express or implied. Okay, so today we are going to see what is the meaning of the term contract, but before understanding it, we are going to understand the meaning of the term agreement. So what is agreement? Proposal plus acceptance plus consideration will make agreement. Now we are going to understand the term proposal, acceptance, consideration by seeing an example. Suppose I want to sell my mobile phone to B. I am offering my mobile phone to B for rupees 20,000, and B had accepted my offer and he had given me 20,000 rupees. So I have offering my mobile phone to B. So what I am doing? I am giving a proposal to B, and B is accepting my proposal, and in return he is paying me the money. So consideration means something in return. So means mobile phone is consideration for B and money is consideration for me. So all the 3 things together will make an agreement. Proposal plus acceptance plus consideration will make agreement. So now we are going to see the meaning of the term contract. Contract is equals to agreement plus enforceability by law. So now we are going to see the meaning of the term enforceability by law by taking 2 examples. First example is, suppose I am ordering a laptop from Amazon for rupees 40,000, and Amazon has accepted my order of laptop, and I have paid Amazon through credit card 40,000 rupees. Now Amazon is not delivering the laptop to me. So what in this case, what can I do? I can file a case against Amazon in the court of law, and court will tell Amazon either to deliver a laptop to me or to pay me the money back. So enforceability by law means where I can file a case in the court of law is the enforceability by law. We are going to consider the second example. Suppose my younger brother is in 12th standard, and I have promised him that if you score above 80% of marks, I will gift you a mobile phone, and luckily he scored 87% in his 12th standard. Then he came to me and he asked, where is my mobile phone? I told him that I was just joking with you, I am not going to gift you anything. So here in this case, can he go to the court of law? No. Why? Because it's just a social agreement. Here enforceability by law doesn't came into picture. So it's just a social agreement. So agreement to become contract, there are certain conditions given under section 10 which need to be fulfilled for making agreements or contracts. See, first is offer. I have already given you an example of selling my mobile phone to B. So I have offered my mobile phone to B, and B had accepted my offer. So the person who gives offer is offerer, and the person who accept the offer is acceptor. Then second is consideration. What is the meaning of consideration? I have already told you that B is taking my mobile phone, and in return he is paying me 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees. So consideration means something in return. I am giving my mobile phone to B, and B is paying me 10 or 20,000 rupees. Third is lawful object. Now what is the meaning of lawful object? Suppose I am telling B to kill C, and B had killed C, and then he came to me and asked money from me. I am not paying him anything. Can he go to the court of law? No. Why? Because here the object is unlawful, means killing C is unlawful. That's why for agreement to become contract, the object has to be lawful. Then next is competent parties. Now what is the meaning of competent parties? Competent parties are those parties that are able to understand what is written in the contract. Now competent parties means the person is of sound mind, means he or she should be a normal person, and the next is he or she should not be disqualified by law, means law qualified by law. And third one is he should be of major age, means he should be 18 years or above, means a person who is doing a contract with minor is not a valid contract. Next is free consent. What is the meaning of free consent? Free consent means willingly say yes to a contract. We are going to see this with an example. Suppose I am pointing a gun towards B's head and I am asking him to pay me 10,000 rupees, and he had paid me 10,000 rupees, but he had not paid 10,000 to me willingly. So here consent is there, but that consent is not a free consent. So for agreement to become a contract, consent has to be free consent. Free consent means willingly say yes to a party, willingly say yes to other parties. So we have seen what is the meaning? Agreement equals to offer plus acceptance, and contract is equals to agreement plus enforceability by law. Enforceability by law means where we can file, where we can go to the court of law and ask the other party to do the certain things. And offer plus acceptance plus consideration, and the object has to be a lawful object, and parties has to be competent parties, means the parties are able to understand what is written in the contract. And last is consent. Consent has to be free, that is freely or willingly the other one party say yes to other party. That's it. Today in this lecture we have seen contract, and for understanding the term contract we have understood the term agreement, and in our next lecture we are going to see the essentials of offer and acceptance. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to me.